Alright, we're going to get started here drawing this windshield. We did it in class already once, but there's a little bit of a review. So I'm going to go kind of quick on it. Inventor, create a sketch. Most of the time we are starting right here on this XY plane. So to start off, first thing I'm going to do is draw this straight line right here. And I want to be pretty exact with it because it's going to help me build the rest of the windshield. Its length of this line is 3.040. Coming with line. Lock onto my origin, draw that line out, escape, dimension, and it was 3.040, enter. Let's zoom out a little bit and kind of move things over so we can see better. Alright, there's our line. Next thing we want to do is draw this first arc right here in place. It's going to be a 3-point arc, and this point needs to be dimensioned, both from the bottom 1 inch and left to right 2.55 with a radius of 6. So I'm going to go up here to my arc. 3-point is the default. I'm going to lock onto that point and drag it out to about there and bend it a little bit right there. Hit escape, dimension, there to there is 1. And there to there is 2.55. I need to double check that. 2.550. Enter. Then, last thing we dimension is the radius. Pull it off anywhere. And you have a 6, and you're good to go. Next arc. Origin. Come a little bit inside and bend it a little bit that way. It also has dimensions. It is 0.640 from the bottom. Point to line. 0.640. Enter. And it also has a dimension there. And that is right here. 3.010. 3.010. And it also has a radius, and that radius is right here. Oh, I'm sorry, right here, 0.6 as well. Alright, let's double check that. Excuse me, 6, not 0.6. Much better. Alright, last thing, 3-point arc from green endpoint to endpoint. We don't have to dimension the endpoints because they're in the right place already. We do need to dimension the radius, and the radius of that is 0.4. Perfect. Remember, I did mess up earlier on the on this arc down here. Was 6 even. All right, shape is done. Next thing is kind of tricky. We have to check some constraints. So we need to delete these dimensions and add some constraints. Edit the sketch, remove the dimensional constraints on the upper coincident points between the two arcs, and add a geometric tangent constraint between each pair of adjacent arcs as shown below. So otherwise your fillet won't work later. So first thing we're going to do is delete the 1 and the 2.5. Click on it once. By deleting it, it doesn't change the actual dimension at all. It still stays the way it just was. We need to add tangent constraints right here. So we go back, and we find our tangent. So that and that are tangent, and that are tangent. We can hit escape, right click, and show all constraints, and there's tangent and tangent right there. Just to see that again, right there and there. Alright, let's see if we missed anything. Alright. Extrude the part the measured width of the enclosure or according to the pictorial drawing. You have a blockish representation as shown below. We'll complete the model later. So the extrusion is 2.55. So I'm going to finish my sketch. I'm going to extrude that shape. I like to do it away from me. 2.55. OK. And let's hit the home and take a look at that. Looks pretty good. Alright. Continue working with the file you created earlier, which is what we're still doing. We're going to put a fillet on the exterior edge of the windshield, the radius of 0.5. That looks like this screen right here. So it looks like the verticals and then these curved edges right here will get a 0.5 radius. So radius, in this case, when we do a 3D radius, it's a feature. So we want to be able to put that on these edges that I've already created. Hit fillet, drop down, radius 0.5, and then I'm going to select the edges I want. That one, and I think we do two at once. Yeah, and check mark. Now it's nice and rounded and filled. You have three separate fillets there. This wouldn't work if you didn't change the dimensions earlier. Alright, fillet is done. Rotate the part to the underside. Shell the enclosure to the measured thickness. I don't know if you can actually see that measured thickness on there. Looks like 0.07 is the enclosed is the thickness there. So let's do that right now. Back to Inventor. We are going to show the underside. We are going to shell. Another feature, third feature we've used extrude. We've used fillet, and now we're shelling. I hope I read this correctly. At 0.07 inches. And we are going to set it up on the oops. I think that just rotated. Okay, so let's see if that worked again. Shell. 0.07. And the bottom. And hit OK. Let's see what happens. Now if you look at this, it's like a cup shape now. It is all shelled out. Okay, let's go back to home. Look at the underside. Now here's where we're going to have to work on doing a work plane. It says here that we need to add this box in here, and we need to do that with a work plane. So that'll be in the next video.